Okay, live. Father Miller here. Welcome back. Archer, good to see you.
You too, Father.
Hey, so I'm done with school for the year. We
For the
wrapped
year.
up.
Wow.
Yeah, we
Oh, yeah.
wrapped up on Friday, and the last few days I was on a little mini retreat. One of the things that they do as priests is every few years we try to get all the priests together, just a time to relax and just catching up with everybody. And that's what I did the last few days. So today's the first day I've had really for summer.
So you mean school year rather than calendar year?
Well, calendar year. So
Oh,
the
oh right.
2023-24 school year is over.
Oh, right. Yes, but you go back to school before Christmas.
Oh, yeah. We start
Yeah,
up in August.
I was going to say for a second. Oh, yeah. That makes you about a month ahead of us because we tend to break up in last couple of weeks of July, and
Mhm.
then August. We're off for August.
So, links in the chat for anybody that wants to join. Just make sure you got the headphones on. So, how have
Yeah.
you been?
Oh, not too bad. Bits and pieces. I mean, catching. I've been. I'm just about getting over being depressed from having binge watched all of Young Sheldon.
Oh,
Because I dipped out on it. I think it's around season 3 or season 4. And then I saw bits and pieces. Because obviously, I mean, I don't know if you follow it, if you watch what, but obviously there is a very big major event in Sheldon's life, which happens towards the end of the last season.
sorry. I just got a text. I'm just
Oh,
looking at it.
and
Go ahead.
and that kept that was people little things about that appearing the fact in my feed reminded me. So I went back. So I knew it was coming. But it was actually quite a well done couple of episodes as well, dealing with his father's death. But then I was slightly more into your territory because I then kind of binge watched. I keep wanting to say Sister Fidelma, but she's a 7th century nun. The other one, the one that's a spin off from Father Brown, Sister
Oh,
Boniface.
Sister Scholastica.
No, Sister Boniface.
Oh, Boniface. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
tried getting into that. I just couldn't get past an episode.
It's very definitely a it's an interesting concept. I mean,
Mhm.
the background they brought for her was that actually because obviously it's set in her series is set in the 60s, about the mid 60s. Father Brown, I think, starts in the 50s. The Father Brown books, I think, in the 30s, but the TV is in the 50s. But the
Well,
backstory for
Chesterton wrote them in the 20s, I think.
was it? Oh, 'cause I know it's I know it's before the First World War.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, before the Second World War. But these ones they're set in the 50s. But what they've done is with her backstory, they had her working at Bletchley Park
Okay.
in the war. So
World War II.
so they've set her up as having that sort of mind. Basically, she is. I would be hesitant to say she's a gender swapped Brother Cadfael, but she's a 20th century gender swapped Brother Cadfael.
I'll tell you, the one that I've been enjoying lately is I started watching Jonathan Creek for the first time.
I tried getting into that and couldn't.
I'm enjoying it. I am partway through season 2. So the one I couldn't get through, I think I've watched one entire episode of the new Who,
I,
and that was
I.
Boom.
Oh dear, I
Yeah.
haven't watched new Doctor Who since the since Spyfall Part 2.
Oh, gee.
Yeah. I didn't watch Spyfall Part 1 because I was going to watch Spyfall Part 1 when Spyfall and then Spyfall Part 2 as it came out, basically. For some reason I couldn't be bothered to, and I knew that they were going to cover a particular person in Doctor Who. I didn't realize it was going to be at the end of the Spyfall one, which was Noor Yat Khan. I knew that she was going to appear in it. And I was absolutely disgusted at the BBC for the way they thought they were being generous. My resounding comment at the end of that was, especially having seen Rosa and how they ended Rosa with her receiving was it a presidential medal or something?
I had not seen that one.
No, but it was like she did in real life. Rosa Parks was granted something, but I can't. But by the president, not in the city. It was one of the modern presidents. I think it might even have been Obama. But they actually bought clips when they're doing it. And I thought, okay, great. Well, that's nice. I thought that actually is okay. That's good to know that she received it at the end, etc. Even though apparently it wasn't her, it was the doctor did it. But I thought, I know what happens to Noor Yat Khan. Are the BBC actually going to go that? And they didn't, because she was captured and she didn't survive the war. But all the Dr. Squanch Face goes, "Oh, you're the first Muslim female spy." You know, thinking,
I was able to hate watch Jodie's final season. I still don't understand the Flux. I know that if you hadn't seen anything since Spyfall, you didn't watch the Flux episodes.
I didn't. The weird thing is, it's crazy. I didn't watch anything after that, but I know most of the stores. I've watched everybody's reviews of them. I've probably seen most of the New Who through people doing clips and reviews from the Not So Specials and so on. Yeah,
it's painful.
Yeah, it is. I won't say a couple of the nicknames I've come up for Shooty's Doctor out of respect for the fact that you're a man of the cloth.
Thank you.
But
it's too bad Ian wasn't able to make it today. He said he couldn't, but I know his comments on it. It's just
the one that I think I will. So actually, I'll tell you what. I'll put it in the private chat because I'm genuinely not.
Okay.
I don't think it's rude, but I'm genuinely not sure how YouTube will go with this sort of thing. Okay. No,
I would just say it'll be interesting at the stroke of midnight to see everybody's logo turn into rainbows.
Oh Lord, that isn't. Yeah, I mean
it's that time of the month again.
Yeah, literally,
or that time of the year.
Yeah, because that particular thing that seems to be everything. The reason I started calling him that is that's everything that seems to be. That's the only thing that seems to be important about him is the amount of melanin in his skin and his sexual orientation. Neither of which should be in the least bit relevant in a kids show.
Well, and that's the thing. It's moved away from the idea of a kids show. I mean, as much as I hated the farting monsters of season 1 of New Who, I mean, at least that was something that could appeal to kids.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, there's I think it was the rabbi who keeps putting it. Was it this? Someone I know. There's a few people kind of. It's not a kids show. It's a family show because the family can watch it. The kids can enjoy aspects of it, and there's bits of it that the adults will enjoy differently, or may go over kids' heads. Doesn't matter. It's a family show.
That brings up the painful term from Jodie's doctor, the fam.
Oh, yes.
Hated that term.
Oh, okay. I can go with them changing assistants to companions. That I can go with. Because the only two companions who I would say were assistants were Liz Shaw and Joe Grant, because they were literally the Doctor's assistants.
Yeah.
All the others, and all the others were companions. So, well, they helped him out, but they were, and of course, they were the audience point of view character theoretically. So,
yeah, I got to start rewatching Pertree's Doctor, because I just renewed Bird Box.
Yeah, well, I watched up. I a while ago. I watched up to. I think I watched up to just before the saddest episode of the saddest story of the entire classic era.
Oh, okay.
And it's sad for the same three reasons that School Reunion is the best story of the new era. Sarah Jane Smith.
Yeah.
It's it's Hand and Feel when Sarah Jane leaves. I'd be mildly sarcastic about it being sad. It's Sarah Jane's last episode, and then you go on to, but then you go to the Deadly Assassin, of course, and
I've never seen the Sarah Jane Adventures. That I just couldn't get into that. I think it's it's an actual kids show. I think
Sarah Jane Adventures was an actual kids show,
right?
I enjoyed it, but then. I enjoyed the failed pilot for the original Sarah Jane Adventures, Kane and Company. I quite enjoyed that when that came out in the 70s, the early 80s.
Yeah, it was. I think it was the early 80s, very, very early 80s.
Yeah, but Sarah Jane was my companion. Sarah Jane and Tom Baker are the Doctor Who to me. Was
Sarah Jane the longest running companion?
No, I don't know. I think the longest running companion would have been Jamie, because he comes in Patrick Troughton. I think he comes in Patrick Troughton's second story, and he stays there all the way through till Patrick Troughton's regeneration.
The War Games.
Yeah, to the War Games, and then. And then obviously he also comes back. He comes back in most. He comes back in one or two of the multi-Doctor stories as well.
Yeah, the 5 Doctors, I believe.
Yeah, but Sarah. I mean, Sarah Jane. I think Sarah Jane was 1 year with John. Without checking it, I could be wrong, because Sarah Jane was a year with John Pertwee, and I think she was 1.5 with Tom. I'm not sure what out.
She was only on for 2 seasons.
I think she was on for 2.5, maybe 3. Because I think I think John, because I think Katie Manning was on for 2 seasons. Because I always had until I check out, I always have the impression that I
have the whole set in the back.
Wow, I think. Because I think John Pertwee actually had 4 seasons of the Doctor. I think I used to think it was only 3, but no. But the first and the second Doctors each had 3 years.
Okay, so this says beginning of season 12. Sarah Jane's in there.
Okay.
See how far does this go till Horror of Fang Rock. Okay, so Leela's there by season 15. Let's see who's in 14. Sarah Jane's in season 14, so at least 12, 13, and 14.
So that's probably longer then, because that's probably about the same time, because if Pat Troughton was 3 seasons as well, 3 years as well.
Let us consult the other one.
Let us consult. Because I think he's the one that supposedly advised 1 or 2 of the other Doctors to do no more than 3 years. Jamie would have been almost 3 years. I say he was all but one of the Pat Troughton adventures. So they would probably. That must have been quite close, actually.
Okay, so he was in season 11 with John Pertwee.
Yep.
The Time Warrior.
Yep. The Time Warrior. I think it's her first episode. Her last one is, I think it's Hand of Field, but it's the one because he has to drop her off when he's called back to Gallifrey for the Deadly Assassin.
Reminds me, I need to start watching Time War again. Or no, what was Colin Baker's trilogy or whatever that the Trial of the Time Lord.
Trial of the Time Lord, yes.
Because that one has kind of warmed up to me over the last few years, especially with what we're going through right now.
Oh, yeah.
Because I used to really hate his Doctor, but it's not as bad now.
Which
reminds me, if I can see if I can bring up the Colin Baker thing.
Yeah, he's also I think he's quite a lot of his Big Finish stuff, certainly till recently, is quite good.
Okay, I am probably going to get copyright struck for this, but that's okay. We'll take it out if we need to. Here we go.
Oh, look, it's a typical night off in the House of Banzai. Apparently, everyone having a rest from tiring gambles.
This is all well and good, but we need more bets, please. Everyone know that finding gambling opportunities are a full-time job.
True, but sometimes gambling opportunities come also to those who wait.
I'm reasonably certain that's bad.
Is somebody at the door of Banzai House? I wonder who it is.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Doctor.
Doctor Who?
Exactly. I am a Doctor Who. Question is, which Doctor Who man am I? Who exactly the who knocking on Banzai door?
Which doctor making a Banzai house call? Is it A, Mr. Sylvester McCoy, B, Mr. Peter Davidson, C, Mr. Tom Baker, or D, Mr. Colin Baker?
A, McCoy, B, Davidson, C, Baker Tom, or D, Baker Colin. Who? It's totally up to you. Place your bets now. Doctor, I feel like a pair of curtains. Pull yourself.
Shut up.
Oh, disappointing.
Betting ends. Okay, time for difficult Doctor Dilemma disclosure. Time for door openings, Mr. Cheeky Chappy.
Tension mounting. Watch carefully. Oh, look! It's Mr. Colin Baker. That's amazing! He the who was knocking.
So, if you said D, Mr. Colin Baker man was the mystery caller, you came top in this tricky Time Lord test.
That's amazing!
Yeah, I'll probably get blocked for that.
Actually, you saying about Trial of a Time Lord is the one thing that really gets me is that even the BBC can't keep their timeline right, because going by the established rules as set up in Trial of a Time Lord, between his 12th and final regeneration, 12 regenerations, 13 doctors, 13 iterations. All right, fine. So, end of Matt Smith's era.
Mm-hmm.
The rules of regeneration are known by the Daleks. There are only 12. You are dying. Yes, I'm dying of old age. Clara talks nicely to the Time Lords. The Doctor is regenerating. Right, which means Matt Smith was Doctor 13. He must have been. Because he was.
Does that count as Tennant's? Not the 14, but when he was hit by the Dalek in the Fallen Earth.
What do they? They have. I'm not sure when they bought those things. because of course they brought in the War Doctor who wasn't originally supposed to be there, and then they did the original. But it has to. I think that's what they say is it counts is that up to Sylvester McCoy the numbering is right. No, sorry, up to Peter McGann the numbering's right. McGann's the 8th Doctor, but McGann regenerates into the War Doctor, which is the 9th iteration. So therefore, everything is then actually one higher. So Eccleston is the 10th. Tennant is 11th. But somehow Matt is the 13th. So what, as you said, the Doctor gets shot by the Daleks, regenerates, and then stops regenerating. Basically regenerates into himself. We apart from all the Lord knows how many millions of them there are after Biden. No, we won't go that line. So, which basically means that within that era, within Moffat's final era, the regeneration kicks off. So, Capaldi is by pure logic the 14th Doctor, which means that Dr. Scrunchface is 15, not 13, which means that Dr. O, is that what I am now? In the Not So Specials is 15, which means Shoot is actually 16, without the Timeless Child or anything. Yeah, exactly. Just following the logic of the numbering system set up on screen up to that point. Forget all the others. And even if they want to say, okay, well, none of the regenerations before William Hartnell called themselves the Doctor. Okay, I will, even if I accept that logic. If William Hartnell was the first incarnation of the Time Lord that called himself the Doctor, but you've got regenerations after that. So already, by the time you get to Peter Capaldi, the numbering is actually out. But it's. I mean, as I said, I've seen. I know it's very strange. I really don't. I keep telling myself I'm not interested. I don't want to watch it. It doesn't stop me watching all the people reviewing them and talking about them.
Well, I will say I'm grateful for the VPN because I'm able to log into the iPlayer, which allowed me to be able to watch what's going on right now. Yeah, I only made it through one episode of Shooty's Doctor. I watched 5 minutes of the first episode, and once he breathed life into the crushed butterfly, done. Can't do it.
Somebody had heard the words butterfly effect and completely misunderstood how it actually logically works.
Yeah.
Because what you're saying is, okay, so by killing that particular butterfly. That's
what happened. I mean, it's Ruby turned into a different type of character.
Yeah, but by killing that, by killing that particular butterfly must have been in the, pardon the phrase, Father, evolutionary path.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
That leads to humanity.
Mm-hmm.
So that must have done something that somehow that must have had an effect that basically either it had an effect or a descent of his had an effect on even. But basically, all of a sudden, so humanity no longer evolves from apes, proto-apes. It no longer follows that line of evolution. But that line of evolution was already well under set. There were mammals about at the time of the dinosaurs. That's why they survived. The dinosaurs didn't. Insects didn't evolve that much. So why did killing that one? How did killing that one butterfly mean that humanity is now evolved from either reptiles or butterflies? I've only ever seen still shots, and I've not seen the episode. No, sorry, no, the logic doesn't work for that.
Yeah.
The logic for the last one. Oh Lord. Oh well.
I don't know. I let me see if I could bring up the trailer for the new one that's coming out. I might actually catch it tonight. Let me see.
That was that. I think tonight's viewing figure, or the viewing figures for tonight's episode, are going to be interesting, and next week's are going to be interesting as well, because I suspect there may have been. Apparently there wasn't that much of an uptake in interest in the fact that Stephen Moffat was writing an episode, but the effects of an episode tend to be a week later, or next one. I mean, Solo, the Star Wars Solo lost money partly because of a lot of outcry from the previous movie, which was, what was it? Was the Last Jedi, whatever it was? The second
or the
movie.
Rise of Skywalker.
No, the one before that.
Oh, okay, the Last Jedi.
Because the Last Jedi annoyed a lot of people so much.
Oh yeah,
it
basically killed any interest I had. I mean,
yeah.
I gave whatever I don't even remember what 9 is called. I gave it.
Force
I gave
Awakens?
it a try. I guess
The Farce Awakens.
Yeah. But I really don't care. I don't know much about the Acolyte. I don't really care. Pretty much once they got rid of Gina, that's kind of when I stopped watching any of the new Star Wars.
I said to someone in someone's chat on, actually, no, it must have been Mr. Banner Lights, because they've been doing, I don't know if you were aware of them, but they were doing something ridiculous at about 15 hours in total stream, watching along for Attack of the Clones. I'm talking about, and I was saying, I think production wise was the last actual Star Wars movie I watched. I've not seen any. The only Disney Star Wars I've seen a few episodes of the first series of the Clone Wars, and I saw the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian. That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I watched the first 2 seasons of The Mandalorian too. And like I said, once they got rid of Gina, it's like I don't really care. And it's not just because of Gina. I mean, even if Gina was still on it, I don't know if I'd be watching it right now.
No. Well, I mean, I saw clips. I mean, there's several issues. I've seen pics of them. I saw pictures of the Mighty Morphin Power Ranger bikers.
Mm-hmm.
What it was from season 2. So I don't know. I just
Well, this is a 13-second clip of what's on tonight.
Oh dear.
In prime time, there are creatures out there in the real world. There are monsters, and they are coming to get you.
Just look at my close friends. Look how many are missing. Oh, it's me. They're coming for me.
I had some.
It looks like it has a feeling of don't
blink.
Don't blink.
Yeah, definitely. It's
not even a new idea.
It's RTD ripping himself off.
Yeah.
Someone in one of the rabbis chats earlier on this week dropped a supposed spoiler. Now, I don't know what this is, but the suggestion was that they're not going to distrust the Doctor because they don't know him. They're going to distrust him because of his skin tone. Now, which I thought, oh well, they're going to have to, but got me thinking. They didn't go back and actually went through that, and if you notice, I don't think there's a single non-white face apart from the Doctor in that entire trailer. So this would make, especially with the current mode for putting everybody but white people everywhere, that would make sense in light of the trailer. If you've got, for example, it's apparently far future, if you've got some sort of colony or whatever, or planet where it's been like, and the suggestions are that it's white supremacy, racist words I won't use, but and that they're going to come out, oh, he's a black man, right? Now that kind of thing would actually make sense if you follow that on what that is on there, that they've set themselves aside, that I said it looks like it's a cross between that and almost a bit of Love and Monsters in there, almost, and it's very Dr. Light again. Yeah.
It makes me long for the days when they had to do a Light episode.
Yeah. Well, there's I lost my train of thought just with myself there, but if they're good. Oh, yeah, the other thing is, yeah, because Ncuti himself had said in an interview that he has said his own words, or I might be paraphrasing, but something like that he lives in a left-wing bubble. He's aware that he lives in a left-wing bubble, and there is an episode about that this series.
Oh dear.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, okay, great, yeah, excellent. You do that, if someone says that about Doctor Who anytime up to 2017, you think that's the sort of thing Doctor Who can do really well. But you just know that no, the bubble they're going to be criticizing is not going to be that one. So I'm thinking, is this the one? It's called dotandbubble.com, possibly. And Bubble, are these people living in a far right-wing bubble? Is that what he was talking about there?
I don't know.
No.
It kind of looks like the way the bubble looks like, it looks like a VR set type thing.
Yeah, it could be that as well. That could be it. They're living in their own VR. I mean, yeah, exactly that. But you said it's the second Dr. Light episode in 8. There's 8 episodes this season. So for 25%. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm not complaining. But 25% of the run where your left-wing bubble is my idea of an archery target, Derek. Intellectual arrows, of course. I think you've got an 8 episode. So basically, for 25% of the first season of your brand new Doctor, who you've been toting as an identity hire, or whose identity you've been pushing most of, he's not in it for 25% of the series.
Did they even do an episode? No, that's the one. Turn Left, I think, was the one where Tennant's Doctor was in it for the majority of it.
Yeah, Tennant's they did. Turn Left they did. If I remember right, I think they did. I can't remember what there was something to do with shooting. What they basically did, they did Turn Left was Dr. Light, and Midnight was Donna Light. Donna was barely in Midnight. The Doctor was barely in Turn Left, and I think that was something with scheduling. There were reasons for that they did. But you've got this. Then you've also got the fact that as people have pointed out, Ncuti isn't the Doctor because Russell T Davies has said that the David Tennant Doctor is now retired, but he's still there with a TARDIS. So no, there are still 2 Doctors. He never regenerated into Ncuti. Ncuti was apparently a future-ish version which came about by some rather dodgy methodology, some not particularly good, not particularly child friendly looking by generations. And they never had, and so Shooters never actually had a regeneration per se. Oh,
Well, maybe. Go ahead.
and he actually, we should call him the Looney Tunes Doctor because he's got a Looney Tunes because he got his TARDIS by Looney Tunes rules.
Well, he doesn't even have an outfit.
No,
I mean, not one set outfit like the others.
I'm still going to start calling him Dr. Shaft though. I'm still not changed that.
Good.
But the first picture I saw, but I actually went back and actually rewatched Shaft. And yes, that's what it reminds me of. It's Shaft. I'm sorry, he looks. First couple, he looks like.
Believe it or not, I've never seen the movie.
Oh,
Something I need to fix, I know, but
there's. I think way back in the I've seen. I think there's 3 Shaft movies. I think there was a remake a few years ago.
Yeah, there was a remake with Samuel L. Jackson, I believe.
Yeah. But I think the original, I think Richard Roundtree, I think there were 3 Shaft movies.
Oh yeah,
And
I think
I've
that
read some of the
right.
some of the Shaft novels as well, because some books, and they're based on books or books based on the film. And I think I've read some of them as well. But back in the 70s or the early 80s when they came out.
Let's see. I'm just looking at the Okay, so Shaft's big score.
Yeah.
Shaft in Africa, and then comes the reboot.
Oh, what? Yeah. Yeah. Where you're actually allowed to
streaming on.
Where you're actually allowed, where Shaft is actually allowed to use words that we're not allowed to use anymore.
Oh heck yeah! Oh wow, that looks interesting. Let me see if I could bring this up.
Yeah,
especially since I just saw who's in the Here we go. Notice
wow.
the 4 tops. The 4 tops.
Oh, so that song. Are you man enough? I don't think I've seen that one actually.
So I'm gonna have to look for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. That should be yes.
But you know, the thing is, I do actually enjoy that genre because I mean, I think it was Spike Lee, The Black Klansman.
Not seen that one. Well,
it was actually pretty good.
Well, the old thing is there was in the I think it was middle to late 70s and early 80s. There was a genre of movie called blaxploitation.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Black exploitation. But they were good. Some of them were quite good. When you have Blackula, for example, and you know Black Dracula, and you know puns and everything. But they were the Shelf ones good. They were they were good. I mean,
here we go.
They were sort of movies that appealed to, it wasn't. I'll guarantee you, it wasn't just black population that went to watch Shaft and watch Shaft movies, despite the fact that 95% of the people in them were black.
Okay, so this is from 1961.
Wow.
This is basically where a guy is really, really light skinned, but he's African, and he joins the Klan.
Is that based on a true story?
Well, the other one.
A true story.
Let me see if I can find the other one.
Because I think there was someone who did that. I think I could be wrong.
No, that you're right.
Or was that Black Like Me? No.
Adam Driver was in it. There it is. Let me bring this up.
All right. That's.
Here we go. This was the newer one.
All right.
I actually enjoyed it. And I probably shouldn't, but I probably will rewatch the Dave Chappelle version, which I cannot play on here for obvious reasons.
Aha. Yes.
Do you know the one he's referring to?
I'm I'm familiar with Dave Chappelle, but I've not watched much of his stuff.
Basically, he plays so Dave Chappelle plays a black Klansman who's blind, doesn't know he's black.
I love it. That is
Mhm.
actually quite a clever idea.
Let me see if I can. I can maybe play a few seconds of it. Let me see.
That's actually a really, really clever idea.
Let's see, where is it?
Clayton
Bigsby.
Making the point that it's
Okay.
purely visual thing anyway. I like it. That's actually a really clever idea.
I'm just previewing it.
Come, boy. We don't like your kind around here.
You better get out of here before
Hold on.
something bad happens. That's right. That's right. Tell that nigger.
Okay, I can't play that. I will send you the link in the chat.
Thank you. That sounds.
Oh wait, did it play?
I heard it. Well, then again.
Okay, yeah. Apologies on that. Because of that, then I'm going to have to do a little shame on
All I
myself.
can say right now is shame.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, that's just a sample of it. Where I mean, Chappelle's humor is brilliant.
Yeah, I've heard it. As I said, I mean, I've got I've seen some of his stuff. I came in to try and catch some more of it. But that's a really, really. I think that's actually a really clever idea. It sounds
Well, the
hilarious.
reason he could do it was because it was on Comedy Central.
Oh,
So one of the books I just got done reading about was a show that was on when I was a kid called In Living Color in the 90s. Jim Carrey came from that show.
all
So
right.
if you've seen like Fire Marshal Bill,
No, I don't think so. I'm not. It
Okay.
doesn't sound familiar.
let me see if I can bring that up.
uh,
Okay, I can do the Homie the Clown one. I'll do Homie the Clown.
you mean back in the 90s where we were
Yeah.
saying we'd actually done it. We'd actually pretty much done away with general
Here we go.
isms and just going against people for certain.
Okay,
for
so
reasons
this is Homie the Clown, which was on in the early 90s.
Y'all ready to have some fun? Yeah! All right, what y'all want me to do first?
Oh,
What?
do a silly clown dance for us.
Oh. Yeah, degrade myself, huh? I don't think so. No, we don't play that.
You could slip on a banana peel and fall on your butt.
Oops, I think it's.
Oh yeah, fall down, bust my skull open, have my blood and brains ooze out on the carpet so you can get a couple of cheap laughs, huh? I don't think so.
Anyway, that was In Living Color.
That first girl that spoke, I thought she actually was a kid, but clearly the others are all adults.
Yeah, I'll bring up the
Because I thought, okay, and I thought, is that the parents and one? No, they're obviously meant that they're obviously all supposed to be kids, which is fine, obviously in contract.
Right.
but I thought-
Okay, here we go. This is the intro, just to give you a little taste of it. There we go. So this is before Jim Carrey became really big.
Oh,
This is
yeah.
before Ace Ventura.
Oh, right. Oh, it's James Carey.
Yeah. This was on for maybe 5 seasons.
Right.
And he did, no, it's not him. The other guy did a thing called Men on Film.
Yeah, it must have been that lady with the bushy hair, but it made. Maybe it was just because I was expecting it. That was that look. No, I don't know if that ever made him. I was certainly
here we
not.
go.
Something.
Well, watch this. This is another one. This is a parody of the blaxploitation film Undercover Brother. Are you familiar with it?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
He's cool under pressure and always in control. He's one brother who works undercover.
Whoa, we want
It ain't no thing.
But when a dangerous criminal needs to be stopped,
Get me undercover, brother.
he's the one to call.
Welcome to the Brotherhood.
Blackness confirmed. You got sold. His mission to infiltrate the enemy.
It's gonna be a very dangerous assignment.
You're gonna have to think and act just like an uptight white man with a country club membership.
May I help you?
Jackson. Anton Jackson. And no, I'm not one of the Jackson 5.
It's time to unleash our secret weapon.
Ooh. Wow.
I call it Black Man's Kryptonite.
What the hell?
I call it Denise Richards, but
Would you like to be my friend?
Oh,
What are you doing with that girl?
Nothing relaxes a brother after a hard day of going undercover like a little piece of...
Now, he's taking you to the streets and taking it to the sheets.
What happened to you? He had sex with a white girl, that's what.
oh, was it everything I dreamed of?
Excuse me.
No, man, you can't be doing that.
That's white she-devil.
Get him.
Come on, baby, come on. Oh, hey.
From Universal Pictures and Imagine Entertainment
Damn, that girl gets some rain.
comes a brother
Oh, that ain't right.
like no other.
I feel good.
Eddie Griffin is
You mess with the fro, you got to go.
Undercover Brother.
I shall have to look that one up. That looks.
So Chappelle's in that one.
I thought that was Neil Patrick Harris. I was gonna.
No, Neil Patrick Harris is in that too. The funny thing is, Neil Patrick Harris is there because of affirmative action.
What, they had to have a white man in the cast?
Yeah, pretty much. That's the joke about it. So yeah, rewatch that. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
The very weird thing is, I think it's strange things you watch and that you remember, and you remember people from. Even though when I first pictures of Rings of Power came up, I called one of the elves Doogie Elrond. But I still think of Neil Patrick Harris, even though I was aware of Doogie Howser. For me, Neil Patrick Harris is still Carl from Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Because interesting enough, of course, with Denise Richards again.
Oh yeah.
Because that's what I remember him for more than anything else I've seen. And I saw the first parts of How I Met Your Mother.
I never got into it.
No, I didn't that much, but that's proving, of course, you to play that orientation if you were able to do this thing called.
You're breaking up again.
I said Neil Patrick Harris is proof that you don't have to be a particular identity to play someone of that identity if you've got the power of acting, which people don't seem to have these days.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I should definitely have to make an Undercover Brother. I should definitely have to try and look that up somewhere because
supposedly there was a sequel to it, but it's not with the original cast, so
wow, yeah,
didn't look as good.
Yeah, probably not. That happens a lot of the time, doesn't it? That you get that and you get something that comes up Then you get the chat come, then you get a sequel comes up 30 years later.
Kind of like Beetlejuice.
Yes, exactly.
I hope it's good.
Or to be fair, Top Gun Maverick, which I haven't seen. Top Gun I saw. I haven't seen Top Gun Maverick, but I am on. But it did very well because it was what it said on the tin.
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick was really good. I mean, I saw it in the theater. I thought it was very good. I mean, even though it's been almost 30 years, 40 years almost.
Yeah. Well, and you can see from how well it did, and it wasn't overly. As I understand it, it wasn't that expensive movie to make either. Even though there was apparently, as Ian would have said if he were here, there was a lot more CGI in that than they said it was. Well, a lot of CGI enhancement.
And the new one?
I haven't. Yeah, in the new one. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I know that they did have cameras in some of the planes.
Well, I think what he was saying, that they did a lot. That they did as much. They did a lot of practical flying with the aircraft, but a lot of it was CGI'd either to make them look different, or it was things like that. It wasn't. It was CGI to enhance rather than just all out CGI. But they seem to apparently they tried to say there was no CGI into it. Someone else who was talking about doing that as well. That was supposedly CGI free. Like there was a lot more CGI in it than they let on. I suppose for everything these days, which is all CGI. But yeah, I agree. I hope Beetlejuice is good. Whether we need another Beetlejuice movie 30 years on,
we'll see.
But yeah.
So, well, on that, I got to start wrapping up. I got to catch our secretary before she heads out for the day. So, I am streaming this summer, so I'll be back next Friday.
Hopefully
we'll get the rest of the group together.
Yep. I've got I think I've got half the shows I've got this season seem to be Saturday or Sunday shows, so I don't need to travel down until Saturday for a lot of the time, which are nice and close. So
nice.
I need to watch it. It's better to watch if not actually join in.
Well, with that, I thank you for joining me, and thank everybody for watching. We'll be back again next Friday.
Yep, it's good to have you back.
Until then, be seeing you. So,
all right, folks.
Okay, here we go.